You know what I mean? I love it, man. I can't keep my hands off of it. So I like Free the Peach. I'm all about it. But do I understand why people don't? And don't like it? Yeah. Here's what I find interesting about a G-string. Most men I know want to see a woman in one. Except for their dog. It kind of reminds me, I tell you all the time, my dad had a saying. There are things that are good enough for other people's children that are not good enough for mine. And what he meant was, I can't control all of society, even though I wish I could. But I gave you life, boy. You bet your ass I'll be controlling you. Like, kind of one of those things, right? But, like, I don't... Now, this is a little unwinnable, and Taylor's kind of reminding me of this. Taylor says, the G-string argument, you can't win it. If you like it, you're accused of liking it too much. Now you're staring at their ass. We didn't dress this way to be stared at. Why are you sexualizing me? But if you then say you don't like it, now you're intolerant and repressed and secretly one of those dirtfoot deplorables, aren't ya? I added that part. But he's not wrong. It is kind of one of those things that as a man, you're kind of in checkmate. Well, I'm not allowed to have an opinion on it because I don't have an ass. Like, I mean, at least that argument works a little bit better with the baby making, although the same people that tell me you can't make a baby so you don't get to have an opinion are literally telling me men can now make babies. So it's like, I think I'll be having my opinion on stuff. I mean, right? Hey, yeah, I'll be having my opinion. And so Taylor's right a little bit about this. And of course, that's why the argument is set up the way it is, so women can win. They just want to be able to do what they want, and they don't want to be judged like any other human being. But we allow women to say that. You're not allowed to tell me. Not allowed to tell me. God, if I'm not allowed to tell you a list of all of these things, how in the hell did we become so male-dominated? Oh, wait.
Kind of funny you can listen to him on your smart speaker.
At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought.
The Stansberry Show.
Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it.
On Rock 1069.
Welcome back to the Stansberry Show. Teresa's going to rock the bank with you again at 10 a.m. And then we'll continue those keywords all day. All right. I hesitate to even do this because I think people have gotten to the point now where if they just hear the name Taylor Swift, they're like, I'm out. And my job is to keep you here, not to send you away. And I do worry that people have hit the saturation point with it. I don't think people are as mad about it as they pretend to be, or as it reads, not even pretend to be. It's, you know, when something's written in print, it's like, geez, buddy, what, are you mad? And it's like, no, I'm just saying something, right? Now, there are people who are mad about it, which there is an interesting point in this. Joe Montana was just saying the other day, he used to call his wife from the sideline on the phone. Back before we put the women in the owner's boxes and used them as props. It was back before we did that. But I have been nicer to this Taylor Swift stuff than I think most guys who look like me, and definitely more so than guys who hold my position at rock stations. I follow a lot of guys who work for this company on stations like this, and they were all, every last one of them, melting down. And I get it. They thought it was the easy button that was going to be able to get them to the land of milk and honey. I understand what they're doing. I get it. It's just that's not the way I choose to operate. You know what I mean? Now, again, I'm not mad about it, and I don't think there's anything to be mad about. I mean, they showed her, I think it was like 46 seconds over a 4-hour game. I mean, let it go. But there is something where we can be a little critical on Taylor, maybe. And I'm on record as a Swiftie. Everybody knows I'm on record. I like Taylor. I have for a long time. Big fan. I like pop music. I'm not one of these guys, death metal all the time, man. What are you, a poser? Like, settle down. The side ain't that great. Dial it down, right? Like, come on. And I like all music. But there is something here where we could be a little critical on Taylor, and she may deserve it a touch. So we had the passing the other day of an absolute country icon, Toby Keith. And Toby was very influential in Taylor's early development of her career. As a matter of fact, you can go back and there's interviews of him talking about her in interviews before most people had ever heard her name. Sounds crazy to say that now, right? Because, like, who doesn't know Taylor Swift? Like, plenty of people didn't when she started. That's welcome to All Stars. And he was out there promoting the hell out of her. He was influential in getting her first label started. He then left, yes, to start focusing on his own stuff. But he saw her and recognized, oh no, this is a thing. And I thought it was crazy when she left country music. I did. I literally, it was on this show where I said it. I was like, this is nuts what she's doing here. Country music fans are dedicated to their artists. Country radio is quicker to add hits. Like, what are you doing? But she knew herself better than I knew her, and she knew how much talent she had in writing songs. And so she moved over to the pop thing. I didn't think it was going to go as well as it did. It's literally the worst take I've ever had on the air. Because I got that wrong. So the other day, Toby Keith dies. And the tributes come pouring in from everywhere. We talked about Toby quite a bit on this program. And yet Taylor Swift has stayed really quiet about Toby Keith's passing. I just looked before having this conversation with you, and I did not see a statement from her. As I Googled it more than a couple of ways, made sure I changed some of the wording to try to get the right response. I'm willing to bet I wouldn't have to look that hard to find a quote from the biggest star on the planet about somebody who she was in business with early on in her career if she had said it. I don't think I'd have to look that hard for that. I don't see it. And so this is raising the eyebrows of a bunch of people in the country over why she's staying quiet. There is absolutely zero mystery here. You know why she hasn't said it. She's living in fear of her fan base. Make no mistake about it. We live in a world where nobody wants context in anything anymore. If you show context, secretly I knew it. Right-wing sympathizer! That's the world you live in now. If Taylor Swift goes out there and gives Toby, wait for this phrase, his flowers, meaning his respect, she is going to get dragged by the young Swifties who are not country music fans. A lot of her pop fans are not. Some are, sure, plenty are, as country music is massively popular. But how many of her young fans would not be Toby fans? They'd be more Maren Morris country fans. Maren Morris. That's going to be their country star, not Toby. And Maren's out there on the, on this, all this new progressive politic tip. So Taylor's young fans love her. And I know you all got very mad at me the other day when I told you Toby Keith's catalog, a lot of it is political. No, it's not. It's patriotism. As if there's a separation between the two. There isn't. There isn't. You get to patriotism, by the way, from a viewpoint of how you'd like to see the country run. A political view. There is no separation there. I don't know why people are having such a hard time with that. There isn't. And you're going to agree with me now because you're going to say he's right. That's why her fans won't do it, is because they hate Toby's politics. But how do they know what his politics are? That's right. They heard the songs. That's how they know it. And that's why Taylor Swift isn't saying anything. Because the money's made off them young fans. Why would she take this on? I'm not saying that's my view. I'm saying this is Taylor's view. Why would I take this on for a guy that's dead? He gave me the start. I did this, by the way. He helped me a little, but look at what I've done since. It's not that Toby's been propping up my career the entire time. He was a little influential and helpful early, yes, as all people get some help along the way. But it's not like I needed Toby Keith all career long. I don't even sing those kinds of songs anymore. So why would I go out and piss off 65 to 70% of my audience to get the back of a guy who isn't even going to hear me do it? This isn't a Taylor problem. This is a society problem. It used to be, what do you mean you're not going to thank the guy that helped you? To, you better not thank that alt-right monster! That's what she's going to deal with. And if they want to use her popularity for this next election cycle, and they do, I don't think that makes her a CIA agent, though, you weirdos. Like, I don't... Jack Sobiek has lost his mind on this. She's not a CIA plant. Do they want to use her popularity for the next election cycle? For sure they do, which is exactly why she's staying quiet about Toby Keith right now.
You're never too old for a good morning kiss. The Stansberry Show, Rock 106.9.
10 a.m. with Teresa, rock that bank, grab $1,000, maybe take tomorrow off. Maybe what I do. I just make an extra mortgage payment. I'm boring like that. Take that money, throw it up in the air, do whatever you want. Bet the Super Bowl, maybe. 10 a.m. with Teresa, that's when you score that word. We were talking a little, that $1,000 keyword, sorry. We were talking a little Taylor Swift. She apparently has not acknowledged Toby Keith's involvement early in her career. He was very influential, pumped a lot of money into her, helped create her first record label. And then, yeah, a couple of months down the road, he left to focus on his own stuff, but like he saw talent in her very early. And apparently she has not said yet anything about his passing. I've looked, and I made the argument. I was like, well, of course not. If you're Taylor Swift, she's worried about being dragged for supporting Toby Keith. We don't like context anymore. If she says thank you to Toby Keith, here's a couple of, well, first, I made it about the politics, right? Like, a lot of people are going to be like, oh my God, is she secretly aligning with Toby Keith? Oh my God. Or, you're even willing to give him credit? Oh, God! And there's going to be people who drag her. There's also going to be a lot of people who want to use her popularity for this next election cycle, who are going to lean on her and be like, Taylor, what are you doing? We don't need this right now. We don't need that. And we were kind of talking a little bit there. This came from the text line. Here's the way I look at it, Stansberry. There's business and there's politics, and then there's you being a human being. Sympathy. It's not about the left or right. It's about heart and integrity and character. If she came out and said her sympathy, it would sting a little, but it would show the world you have a heart regardless of the type of business or side you're on, and that's what the country needs, not agendas and politics. Okay, well, I'm not disagreeing with your view here. As a matter of fact, I like that a lot. But that ain't the world in which she lives for sure. You gotta remember, man, a lot of her audience is still young enough to where they don't care about that. A lot of people got to get a little bit older till they really start to care about how they're perceived. And imagine thinking, and I'm not on you, but imagine thinking that the I don't care what anybody thinks about me generation, that they're going to be worried about stuff like that. They're not. They're not. There's another angle in it, you know. He's a man, and she's a woman. Why is Tay-Tay giving up what she has accomplished to a man? Oh, that's part of it too now. You know that, right? Why are you trying to erase a woman's accomplishment, Toby Keith? It's like, well, he's dead. He ain't trying to do it. Like, he ain't trying to do it. People are throwing out all the comments earlier in her career where she said it back in 2004 it was, that she doesn't ever think she'll get to a point where she walks into a room and doesn't say to herself, oh my God, that's Toby Keith. I'm willing to bet she would view it differently now. As she's now Toby Keith, meaning one of the biggest things in music, if not the biggest. I don't even know if Toby had ever been as popular as she is right now, or as big as she is right now. Probably not. Right? And that's not a slight on Toby. Like, not even a little. You know how hard it is to reach the Taylor Swift level? Oof. That's a tough road to climb there, man. That's tough. But I didn't really expect it. I'd like to see it. But too many times these days, man, if you give credit, you're a sucker. It's no longer seen as you having respect for other people. Why are they making Taylor afraid to stand up on there and take credit for what she has done? She's going to deal with that. And would you want to deal with that? No. Would I? No. And so I think she's looking at it like, I'm going to take all that on for a guy who died? I don't think I am. I think it's asking a lot. I think she should. And too many people don't give respect to how they got to where they are. I used to work with some people back in the day. Long time ago when I did the first show I was ever a part of. Some of you were there for that, some of you were not. But I used to work at another radio station and I worked with a cast of people back then. And I'm not sure I would ever choose willingly to go back and work with that cast ever again. But I am absolutely respectful and thankful for everything that happened then. And I am thankful for a person who said to management, I don't care who you think is better. This is the guy. I'm telling you, I'm the guy in the room. I'm the guy with the name on the show. This is the guy. Give me the guy I want. Went to war with management to get me the job he felt like I deserved. I'll love that man till the day I die because of it. Didn't mean we didn't have our falling outs. Didn't mean we didn't have our arguments, because God knows we did. The last 2 years, a year and a half anyway, that show was on the buzzard. We didn't speak. We'd walk past each other in the hallway, wouldn't even acknowledge one another. 3:01, time to get paid. Let's go. I need you. You need me. Let's do this. like, let me just tell you, man, like it can get like that. So I don't know what happened with Taylor and Toby. I don't know what went down. I'd like to see her be a little bit more respectful of that. But do I understand why she's hesitant? Yeah, I can understand it. I would respect it more if she was willing to say, I don't care about that. I am Taylor Swift. I am big enough for this. Before I go too far in crucifying her, can I ask this question about it that I don't know the answer to? And I literally just thought about this right now, which is why I don't have the answer for you. Has she performed since this has happened? Because I'm wondering if we're not going to get the big Toby Keith moment maybe in the middle of the show. Why would she do that? You literally just told us her fans are going to lose their minds. Yeah, but blank space is still coming later in the set list and they know it. They're still there wanting to have fun. I think it will play better for the people in the audience if she does it from the stage. Now, it's not going to prevent the Twitter and the Instagram and all of those places looking to crucify her. It won't do that. I'll meet you there. It would never do that. But she could, the in crowd's going to moan and groan a little, but then as soon as she says, I got a blank space and I write your name, they're all going to come back home and celebrate her again. So I think there's maybe something we will see there. A little video tribute. Here's me, 13 years old, Toby kind of helping me. I think maybe you could see that. So I don't want to go crazy in killing this woman, as I've been known to be a fan of hers. I would have preferred she said something about this. I've been hearing a lot about how, her dad paid for her career. Every artist you love borrowed money. Van Halen famously borrowed money from Pasadena businessmen. The rental space. They borrowed money from David Lee Roth's millionaire parents. They borrowed plenty of money, had places to play, were able to quit their jobs and practice all day. Kiss literally borrowed money from New York businessmen to be able to quit their jobs and practice all day, every day. Zeppelin borrowed money. Black Sabbath borrowed money from Sharon's dad. Every artist you love has borrowed money in order to free up more time to practice the craft to become who they are. That is not something to look down your nose at. It's something to be respected. I'm here on my hands and knees and I'm going to beg you for money, because what I want to do is I want to take that money and I want to take all these chips and I'm going to push them into the center of the table and bitch, I'm going to be betting on me. And then they made it. That's to be respected, not snickered at.
To all the teachers who said he'd never amount to anything.
That is correct.
Lucky guess. The Stansberry Show on Rock 106.9.
330-450-7625 to text the studio. You can also find me on the X platform at Stansberry Show. Donnie has and says, yeah, man, I got your answer for you. Taylor Swift has, in fact, performed already. People up in arms. Not up in arms. People are raising an eyebrow over the fact that she hasn't said anything about Toby Keith, who was absolutely influential in her early career. And I said, well, maybe is she waiting until she performs, kind of do something in the moment there? Don sent me this tweet, says, hey, Taylor had a show in Tokyo last night. She was doing a risque dance. She spread her legs a little bit to plop down on a chair, missed her mark, and almost bit the dust there. He said, but she's no reference to Toby there. And again, I hate to turn Rock 106.9 into Taylor Swift radio, but maybe Tokyo's not the place. Now, I don't know what her tour schedule is. I mean, the longer you wait, when you come back to the States, I don't think that's going to necessarily play all that well. Either you kind of have to do these things in the moment, so it looks like she's not going to make a statement. And I've said I think it's a little bit because she's going to feel attacked by it, and she would. As a matter of fact, when I went to break and say, maybe she'll do it at a performance, I thought, what am I, nuts? No, she won't. Slate and The Guardian and all of those rags would be like, oh my God, watch Taylor Swift turn her concert into an alt-right MAGA rally. And literally, that's what's going to happen because those people have to write something. And too many people have now been convinced that they just, as long as I have this wild take, I'll get pushed to the top. It doesn't even matter if I believe what I'm saying, as long as it's gotten to be a little obnoxious. Night Oil writing every goddamn thing, although Ace wrote a little in there, mystifying what's going on, and it's making people go, no, you're ruining. I wish she would have said something about Toby because he was pretty vital in her career. And I think it's a little unfortunate that she's not. I don't know that I'm right about what my speculation is on why she's not, but I think I'm right. No, I think I'm right about everything, so that might be it. We talked a little of that, talked about a bikini ban that may be coming to the beaches of Australia. Tucker and Putin, people lost their minds about a journalist asking questions. Oh my God! And then we also talked about some things that you do every day, I do too, that is losing the respect people have for us a little bit more every day. If you missed any of those conversations, pick up the podcast shortly at WRQK.com. Aside from that, remember this, that Teresa rocks the bank with you at 10 a.m. and gives you another $1,000 keyword, and those will continue all day. Stay safe out there. Be good to one another. And do, in fact, meet me here tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. for Friday's program on Rock 106.9. Hopefully you have a great afternoon, and hopefully I run into you somewhere around town.
With Lucky Land Slots, you can get lucky just about anywhere.
Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today to... Has anyone seen the bride and groom?
Sorry, we're here. We were getting lucky in the limo and we lost track of time.
No, Lucky Land Casino, with cash prizes that add up quicker than a guest registry.
In that case, I pronounce you lucky.
Play for free at LuckyLandSlots.com. Daily bonuses are waiting. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18+. Terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
But I'm a bit of a fun fanatic when I can. I like to work, but I like fun too. It's a thing. And now the truth is out there. I can tell you about my favorite place to have fun. Chumba Casino. They have hundreds of social casino style games to choose from with new games released each week. You can play for free anytime, anywhere. And each day brings a new chance to collect daily bonuses. So join me in the fun. Sign up now at ChumbaCasino.com.
No purchase necessary. VGW. Void where prohibited by law. See terms and conditions. 18+.
Warning. The show you're about to hear has been prepared by some of the best talent in the industry we could get. For the money. Do not attempt this at home. Doing so would only expose just how useless and brainless these people really are.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Are you ready?
Because if we didn't give him a job, he'd probably be dead. It's the Stansberry Show. Rock 106.9.
Welcome to Wednesday morning on the Stansberry Show. We're on Rock 106.9, online at WRQK.com. That's where the podcast from yesterday's show is hosted right there. If you missed anything yesterday, we talked a little Toby Keith, and, I may have to dig that subject up again today because a lot of people misunderstood what I was saying. And that's a problem. My job is to clearly lay out what it is I think and what it is I'm saying. And I was talking about how Toby Keith's music is political. Whether you want to see it that way or not, it is. And people said, well, no, it's just patriotism. I said, well, yes, but their patriotism is an extension of his viewpoints. Like, I agree with what a lot of Toby Keith was saying. Like, if you attack this country, dude, here comes that American boot in your ass. I agree with it. But you understand that there are people in this country who do not, right? Right. So it's a political viewpoint on what America should do in response. Not everybody believes we should respond in force. I agree. You threaten us, you mess with us a little bit, dude, get loose with them missiles, baby, just one time. I mean, student level stuff. I'm all about it. Not everybody is. We have different opinions, viewpoints, and those are stemmed from what our political beliefs are. That's all I was saying. I feel like people felt attacked because I was saying some of his music is political, and by the way, a lot of it is political. I got hit with this a lot. He's not trying to change anybody's viewpoint. No, but he is telling you his. I also realize that most things cannot separate themselves from issues of the day or the politics of the day. All the best art in the world